Yo, so I'm back with another episode, and today I'll be discussing about KSI and RiceGum's drama, which has been rampant on YouTube, and as a struggling YouTuber with 2 subscribers, I need to follow the footsteps of the greats on YouTube, in hopes that one day that 2 subscribers may turn into 4. So the beef between the 2 big YouTube stars arises from a multitude of reasons, and this is because each party claims different reasons. And since I have no emotional investment or attachment to both YouTubers, I feel that I'll be a good mediator against both claims. To start off, we'll take a look at RiceGum and the reason he feels as to why KSI is upset with him. So RiceGum thinks that KSI is unhappy about the fact that RiceGum supported Logan as opposed to him during the boxing match back in 2019. I mean, to be fair, I could see why supporting the opponent in a match would compromise a relationship. That's like, imagine if I have a girlfriend. Oh yeah, and she falls out with Bella from McDonald's because she didn't want to serve her a salad after she paid. And after venting this whole situation to you, the one whose opinion truly matters, you hold both her hands, look her in the eyes, and tell her no one orders salad at McDonald's. I don't think she'll be very happy. RiceGum defends himself by saying that thoughtful, caring Logan, despite his busy schedule, packed with training for the then upcoming match, put in the effort to send him a ticket for the match, which he accepted. As for now, let's just take what RiceGum's said as verbatim, because later on, we actually get to hear KSI's side of the story. A twist in perspective is what I'll say. Let's just give him the benefit of doubt. I mean, the fact that he seems to know what he did made KSI upset with him actually speaks volume about his actions, because it clearly elucidates the fact that he knows what he did would cause controversy within their relationship, and he still did it. So not much sympathy there, to be honest. However, he states that despite receiving the ticket from Logan, he was still supporting KSI. This was then later debunked by a clip shown by KSI where RiceGum allegedly said he was supporting Logan. Even though in an interview and a stream, RiceGum said that we can find clips where he said he was supporting KSI. RiceGum then claims that KSI unfollowed him on social media afterwards. Isn't it funny how friendship in this technologically advanced epoch is dictated by whether you are followed by the other person? I mean, do you really consider them friends even if they followed you? Did they ask you about your day? Did they ask you about how you were when you fell sick? Did they even know that you fell sick? Or do they just wish you happy birthday only after you dedicate a post to yourself? I mean, it's funny how people's social status is now elevated through massive followings on social media, but ironically, the ease of contacting someone else doesn't translate to the act of contacting someone else, asking them how their day has been. That's just a sad reality we have to come to terms with. I'd rather have 3 followers who actually care than 3,000 who don't even know who I am. And saying that, I'm still wishing for subscribers, but only those who have interests about what I have to say. Sorry for sidetracking, but to be frank, if he unfollowed you on social media like you claimed, I honestly don't think sharing it publicly is a good move, because it low-key means that you went to check whether he still follows you. Like, if my friends unfollowed me, I wouldn't know because I will still be following them, and they will still appear on my feed. And I won't think anything's amiss other than the fact that my following starts to overtake my followers. Even then, how would I know who unfollowed me, right? As I still remain as the authorial voice, I shall now shift focus to KSI's claim for a while before we get back to RiceGum. So KSI replies with a video showcasing him debunking some of the statements RiceGum made during an interview. Firstly, he starts off by refuting RiceGum's claim that he unfollowed all his social media by unfollowing him on Twitter. Next, he deletes the music video Earthquake, which featured RiceGum, because RiceGum in an interview mentioned that the video was not taken down due to the views it generated. I mean, both moves were power moves in my opinion, as KSI basically shows that what RiceGum thought was affecting him meant nothing to him. With regard to RiceGum's speculation as to why KSI unfollowed him, KSI reveals that the reason was due to RiceGum's diss against him. His first grease he used as evidence against RiceGum was his release named The Adult. Like, okay, that's a really weird title, but I guess you do you. The line KSI cherry picked was, he say he pop in, where is his plex? First of all, I would like to point out that there are some grammatical errors that exist in the lyrics. I mean, for KSI to call RiceGum out about this one line in the whole song and asserts that he is targeting him is a little weird because structurally, that sentence made sense. KSI mentions that Poppin was referring to his song Poppin, but Poppin is used as a verb in this case and not a noun. Therefore, this is a bit of a stretch to draw a correlation. Statistically, the correlation coefficient value would not be 0, but not very high. Turns out we find out that RiceGum's Da Adult was not targeted at KSI, as he made the video way before KSI's Poppin was released. After showing that proof, KSI obviously apologized for his assumption, which I thought was pretty cool as he was upfront about his mistake and did not try to cover up with any lame excuses. However, we see a recurring theme or symbol known as the platinum plaque. The amount of time they spend arguing about this platinum plaque is enough for me to travel to Mars and back, assuming I'm Superman. Okay, that's not the best analogy because I basically negated the time needed to travel to Mars with Superman's speed. I just hope you get the point. KSI claims that RiceGum was a one-hit wonder and there is no way he can achieve another platinum plaque. I mean, as long as you got one, I believe that it's stuck in your resume forever, so good job, RiceGum. Like, to even achieve the platinum plaque, you are good and you should be proud of that, in my opinion. Of course, it doesn't mean you should stagnate and get complacent or even flex your achievement around, but I feel that RiceGum deserves the commendation for such a remarkable achievement. So the other reason which KSI was upset at RiceGum was because during one of the interviews RiceGum he made a bold statement that basically he makes better songs than KSI and follows up with he doesn't hear people say turn on the KSI song nor his, which means that nobody's there yet. Honestly, I feel that this statement is supposed to come off as a mature and humbling one. But KSI obviously did not take it well and feels that it's an affront to his craft and music producing skills. I mean, honestly, I don't get it because if you know you're good and someone else differs, I guess he's still entitled to his own opinion. However, as KSI mentions about the difference in view counts, I would think that if the numbers really defined one's prowess, then there shouldn't be a need to have this altercation between both parties. That's just, of course, my opinion. One that is obviously measly. Shifting our perspective back to RiceGum, he then claims that during the creation of Earthquake, the music video, he did it as a favor because he was pulling in numbers at the time and he was kind enough to let KSI keep the earnings and all KSI has to do is repay him by making another feature with him in the future. KSI refuted that firstly he was popular already and that the only reason as to why they collab is due to their motives being aligned and they had a common goal to achieve. May not be the goal that is filled with kind intents, but then they both still possess a similar objective nonetheless. This part is a little confusing because KSI adamantly retorted that he split the earnings with RiceGum, but later on in subsequent video reactions between both parties, it was revealed that KSI did not, and KSI pledged that he will be giving $50,000 to RiceGum. Firstly, I would like to mention how cool it is to just say he will send 50k to RiceGum as though 50k is nothing. Like, dude, 50k, like 50,000 is an inordinate amount, not as though it's like pocket change. Like $50,000 can probably buy me a year worth of Ben & Jerry's and still have left over to buy Haagen-Dazs as a way to show my support for the ice cream industry. The next incident that RiceGum brought up was the charity football match they did. From his perspective, he's phrasing it in a way he joined the match as a favor for KSI and he acquiesced in KSI's request. As he mentions how he kind of regrets joining the match as all he got out of the match is a tripping. Honestly, this one's kind of sad in my opinion. If it's a charity match, I feel that the meaning and significance of the event transcends beyond the game itself and is for a greater cause. Viewing the whole experience so microscopically in a way that you question what you got yourself out of the event rather than its macroscopic intent, which is to give back to society, I feel is quite saddening. This whole point was a precursor for his point that KSI isn't loyal and mentions his fallout with his family. I don't think it's fair to criticize someone's family matters, especially when it's supposed to be private, and use it to define them, but these are all just my personal take. Overall, I hope that I've informed well on this topic, and in the process, I hope that I've entertained. See ya!